Thanks to our Radio Plus Video Sports sponsors.
We make you feel at home and auto sales. Great selection and a price that's low. You'll find friendly smiles and a warm hello every time. We make you feel at home and auto sales. Every time we make you feel at home and auto sales.
Home and Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of high school sports.
Hi, this is Jackie with All-Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Dust allergens and even mold could be hiding in your air conditioning ducts. Your dryer vent could be clogged too. We will get your air clean, system more efficient, and home safe. One of our most trusted brands is American Standard. Call 920-763-2301. Call 920-763-2301 or log on to allphasecomforts.com, providing your comfort zone for all seasons.
Call All-Phase so you don't sneeze.
And Steve with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, downtown Waupun. A big anniversary week here, Steve. Talk about that for us.
So we obviously are going to the Brewer game Sunday. If you didn't sign up, you missed out. So sorry about that. For everybody that's coming to the game Sunday, make sure you're here by 9 for brunch. Ben Spork is putting it on for us. Buses will leave about 10:30. We'll get you down to the game. We'll have some refreshments on the buses and whatnot. Just want to make sure everybody's where they have to be. But obviously that means we are going to be closed on Sunday. Staff is coming along, so make sure you come in earlier in the week, catch up with us then, and then we'll see you following Monday.
Brewer baseball, of course, this week. Packers preseason coming up on Friday night, too.
Yep, lots of fun stuff to watch. The Brewers been playing really well. The Packers season's coming up, so getting ready for that. Watch for some specials for Packer parties coming up and whatnot, too. But the way those things are looking, we're going to have to start planning some Brewer playoff parties here, too. So come down, check out all of our beers. Our Oktoberfests are rolling in really fast here now, and lots of good drink specials and great food to have while you're here.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to New Holstein High School. I'm Steve Witterhack along with Randy Armga. We got the stream team here, and we are ready to bring you Waupun Warrior football action, non-conference action, against a team that used to be in their conference for many years in the Eastern Wisconsin Conference, the Huskies of New Holstein. And Randy, and we've definitely done a lot of games at this stadium right here.
We certainly have, and I remember a lot of them being just nasty weather, but it looks like we're going to have gorgeous weather this evening. But, yeah, we came here a lot of times in maybe between 2000 and maybe 8, 9, and all the way through about 14, and we just had torrential rainstorms on a lot of those evenings. And actually, I know one time, I think it was my son Avery playing, might have been about 13. We had like a 2-hour delay at least with all the lightning and everything, and then finally resumed that game. I think it didn't get done till almost midnight. So, yeah, it was a late night that night.
Well, I almost drove past the place. There wasn't any clouds in the sky, and it didn't look like it was going to storm. So this can't be New Holstein. There's usually a storm going on. In the winter, we did some basketball games here, too, and we always ran into a certain amount of snow to make it so it was a little bit hazardous to drive here and to drive back. But this should be a good test for Waupun as they get another game into the season, taking on a very good New Holstein team. You pretty much know what to expect from them. We've seen kind of the same thing if they run that split wing tee type offense. They always got a couple really nice running backs. They've got some guys that can hit out there, and they're going to give you a good test here tonight.
Yeah, they have a good running back coming back, as we know, and yeah, you're right. Wing tee offense, a lot of misdirection stuff, a little bit of option quarterback making decisions, and it can be very effective if you run it well.
Again, this is high school football. Waupun again taking on New Holstein, and high school sports is presented in part by Bristol Morgan Bank, and our pregame show brought to you by Home and Auto Sales. Glad to have those people on board, along with a lot of other businesses that really came together to bring a lot of the presentations we're going to have all over our area, and we got a bunch of games going on within the Radio Plus family tonight. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the keys to the game coming up, what's going to make the coaches smile, all those kind of things, and talk about last year's game, too, that Waupun squeaked out a 1-point win over New Holstein. And that's all coming up as the Home and Auto Sales pregame show continues live from New Holstein High School on Radio Plus Sports.
Hello, back pain sufferers. This is Dr. Randall Blahoviak with New Med Integrated Healthcare. Are you struggling to find a solution for the constant neck and back pain that's keeping you from enjoying life? Maybe you're wondering if you should go the medical route, or maybe you're even thinking about giving chiropractic a try. Well, now you don't have to decide between the two. At New Medical Center in Waupun, you can have the best of both worlds. Let our team of experienced medical professionals and chiropractors design a treatment plan to get you back to living a pain-free life. The healthcare team at New Medical Center will assess your condition and give you a combination of options, both medical and chiropractic, to choose from. With over 30 years of experience treating back pain, you can be assured that the team at New Medical Center will discover and address the source of your pain. Don't waste another minute trying the same old failed strategies. Let New Medical Center help get you back to living your best pain-free life. Call New Medical Center now at 920-324-9899. That's 920-324-9899. Or visit us on the web at newmedicalctr.com.
Baldwin Implement can help you have fun while keeping up on your property. They now offer John Deere compact utility tractors with 0% financing and cash off on many models to qualified applicants. Make your yard work easier and match your John Deere compact utility tractor with more than 100 available attachments. Baldwin Implement, Waupun and Beaver Dam, and online at baldwin.biz. Subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. For consumer and ag use only. Down payment may be required. Available now through November 1st.
For over 120 years, Bristol Morgan Bank has served central Wisconsin communities. We're still here, not just as your financial partner, but as a community partner. Communities change over time. They grow, your business grows, your family priorities change. This is why, over the years, we've adapted to the needs of our customers, offering digital tools for convenience, scheduling in-person appointments where and when it works for you, designing products to impact your financial future, because that's what community banks do.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go.
Celebrate summer adventures with savings on a new Ford from Holiday. Stack our low simplified price with 0% financing, $1,000 toward your down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days on Ford favorites.
We want our guests to feel important, heard, and appreciated. It's who we are.
Find yours and drive it home today from Holiday Ford Fond du Lac. It's worth the trip.
High school sports is presented by Bristol Morgan Bank. I am Steve Witterhack. This is the Home and Auto Sales pregame show. Waupun on the road. Week number 2 of the 2026 season, taking on the Huskies of New Holstein. And I'd like that this is a team that we play in the preseason to kind of get you ready for the regular season in the South Central Conference. A really good matchup for Waupun, and you're going to get tested here tonight.
We are going to be tested here tonight. It's been a solid program over the last few decades, and always competitive, well coached, and you're right. It's a good preseason non-conference matchup for Waupun to maybe get themselves set for that conference schedule.
I know their coach there, Matt Rupp. He's been around for a while. I recognized that name as soon as I saw it. So, got a good experienced coach here for them today. But boy, that game that was played 364 days ago on the 29th of August of last year, Waupun was trailing at halftime. They were trailing in the fourth quarter. They got a couple touchdowns in that quarter and converted the 2-point conversions in the fourth quarter, and they end up winning, just squeaking one out, 35-34 to start out the season pretty good with a couple nice quality wins. And New Holstein, really, that turned out to be a very important win for them as far as the weighted schedule that they had from the WIAA and whether you're going to get a chance to host a game or you're going to get seeded. And this one weighed heavily for Waupun as New Holstein had a pretty decent season, and that was they go by these teams that you beat, how good are they? And New Holstein was the one that we could hang our hat on and got us at least to host a game to start up the playoffs last year.
Yeah, strength of schedule comes into play as one of the big criteria, and you don't, this early in the season, you certainly don't know how the team is going to turn out. But yeah, you want to beat this team, and then you want to have them win a lot of games after that. That helps you in the playoffs.
Well, last year was Waupun's passing game, a little bit of running, and it was New Holstein, of course, with their rushing game and a little bit of passing. And their Landon Floyd was their quarterback, graduated out of the program from last year, but he had 132 yards passing. But the guy we're going to get to see tonight, he was 34 carries in that game against Waupun, 199 yards, and he had 4 touchdowns in that ball game. Also got 57 yards receiving, too. So Connor Schaefer he's going to be a load here for Waupun. He had a big game against them last year.
Yeah, and I don't know if Waupun is the same offensive team that they were last year, so are they going to be able to put up those kind of numbers offensively? Probably not, so they're going to have a more well-rounded team, better defensive effort, stop that running game a little bit, and see if they can win closer games and lower scoring games.
Yeah, it's going to be a test for Waupun. Just finishing that thoughts about last year we did. It was kind of a shootout, and Waupun was up for the task. Chase Beam, 345 yards passing, a couple of TD passes too, also 77 yards rushing. When the big fella realized he could run people over, he was a double threat out there. He could run, he could pass the ball, and he passed it off, and over 3,000 yards passing last year. And Logan Prahla's favorite target, had 185 yards receiving in that ball game last year and 8 receptions. Owen Kloosterborg going off, just a sophomore last year, for 19 tackles in that ball game.
Yeah, you're making me a little reminiscent about what we had at one point here.
Yeah,
it was some exciting stuff we called last year, and we were a little disappointed in the outcome Waupun had last week, but I still think they're a good football team, and we'll see if they can get things turned around here tonight against New Holstein.
Yeah, they dropped some passes last week. That was definitely a big bugaboo for them last week. And the sad news here for Waupun, some key injuries. You lost your starting quarterback in the last few minutes of the ball game, Eli Eward. Another collarbone injury, this time a fractured collarbone, but he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. So he's gone. So what are you going to do about that? Well, we'll talk about Waupun starters and who's going to be taking over that spot. You also lost Timon Alsma to a shoulder injury, and he's going to be out up to 4 weeks, it sounds like, at least here for the season. So there's another key player on both sides of the ball with those two guys. Then you lost your running back, Corbin Grunwald, had an injury too from last week that I wasn't really familiar with before tonight. So there's the 3 key guys offensively and some defensive help too that are not available for Waupun tonight.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it's the mentality has to be next man up, and somebody step up and perform. And again, I'm calling on that offensive and defensive line to control the line of scrimmage. I think that's where Waupun can win games this year.
Well, we've got our Pinot Construction keys to the game, and how about just a couple things that stand out to you, Randy, for some keys to the game here tonight for Waupun?
Well, I'm going to just reiterate what I just said, and I think it really comes down to the trenches, and I think Waupun's experienced offensive line and their defensive players, naming Kloosterborg as one of them, along with Toutant and Gishwind and those guys, they're going to have to control this game in the trenches, and I think that's Waupun's best chance to win.
Yeah, those are your Pinot Construction keys to the game, and also Coach's Smile. That is sponsored by Wisconsin Dentistry of Wisconsin. And I'm sure something will put a big smile on Coach Adrian Harmson's face as these guys are putting in for him. And you put Braden Gitzel in. He's going to get the nod here to be the starting quarterback for Waupun. And you want to be able to see he's ready up for the task. He had a couple of nice passes actually last week when they brought him in the end of the game, put it right on the money on one that guy caught, and right on the money to another guy who dropped the ball last week. So we'll see how Braden did. And I'm sure he had a really intense little practices last week, really getting some personal attention for his upcoming starting gig here today for Waupun.
Yeah, and I think we'll see. That's what I'm going to say. I think he's got the ability. He's a confident young man, and hopefully he can get it done and lead Waupun on to some victories this season.
Okay, that is brought to you by Dentistry of Wisconsin. Your Coach's Smile, Adrian Harmson. That'll definitely make him smile here tonight. Parents' Night here, so they're introducing the parents here at the field at New Holstein. But we're going to take another break and come back with more of our Home and Auto Sales pregame show live from New Holstein High School on Radio Plus Sports.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
When the snow finally melts in Wisconsin, things tend to move pretty fast, especially for farmers. And before that first field is even planted, the bills are already piling up. That's where a farm operating loan comes in handy. You see, a short-term agriculture loan designed to cover day-to-day farm expenses can be a must for many during those seasonal peaks like planting. At Ergo Bank, it's all about better banking by design. Operating loans are built around the realities of things like farming, not some generic business model. You simply won't farm on a spreadsheet. You farm in very real time. Get the local support from people you already know at Ergo Bank. Real help when you really need it. See them also for things like home loans and car loans. Perhaps it's CDs and IRAs you might be thinking about. Ergo Bank, they're an equal housing lender, NMLS ID number 586757. At Ergo Bank, it's all about better banking by design.
Member FDIC.
We know you put your Coon Night equipment